Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So there's been a few Evercade sort of news pieces dropped in the last week or two, and I thought we'd maybe cover them in this video. Probably the most important one is the news that dropped today about the delays of the Neo Geo and the DJI Super Pockets that were originally due for release at the end of June 2025, but unfortunately they have been delayed by a couple of weeks. I guess that's just inevitable. If you remember this time last year, we also got some delays regarding the EXPR handheld and the Tomb Raider collections that went with that, which was a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, this is regarding this year. We've got the Super Pocket Neo Geos and DJIs are going to be released now July the 10th. So basically, it's about 2 weeks further on. Maybe a little bit disappointing if you were maybe expecting that at the end of next week at the time of this video. And it's not a total disaster and not totally unexpected. I find that if you've been with Evercade since the very beginning, delays seem to happen every single year. Sometimes they are inevitable. I'm not entirely sure what's happened here, whether it's been a shipping issue or something else. But anyway, they don't really go into any details at all, as they usually don't. But anyway, it's going to be delayed by a couple of weeks. So not end of the world, but obviously it's a little bit disappointing nonetheless. Now, something else I didn't cover at the time was probably the update to the price and the US stock and distribution update. I'm really confused about the whole matter, to be honest, and I see a lot of comments on my videos about the pricing of the carts over in the US. It's just getting out of hand, and even a lack of stock in some of the usual distributors. So it's a little bit confusing to me, and I really can't get my head around it. But this is what they sort of put out there a couple of weeks ago. They've got the Evercade carts, including the Giga carts, funny enough, at $29.99. Now, I guess this is going to include some of the extra sort of additional tariffs that's been added. I'm not entirely sure. It was really confusing. There was a lot of other things coming out at the time. If you bought something, say from Funstock, and it was shipped, you would then pay extra when it was trying to get delivered from your sort of local delivery shop. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, to be honest. I'm really confused about it. All I can see is that the prices are as on the screen there, and they seem a little bit pricey. But what I'm going to do is maybe have a look through the retailers that they've got listed for the US, and we'll see what the prices actually are in real time, so that we can see firsthand what's actually happening, even if they've got any stock at all. Because we have been told that the distribution is going to get sorted, and things will certainly improve. They have got apparently a new distribution deal and improved tariffs on goods manufactured in China. So the whole thing is a total mess, to be honest, and very confusing. But hopefully in the next coming month, things should smooth out. But those prices still look a little bit on the expensive side to me. Okay, so for retailers wise in the UK, they've certainly grown. There's more on this list than I've ever seen before. I've not recognised this company called HIT. I'll maybe just click on that and have a look at it. So definitely never heard of them before, but they've got some interesting prices there. Some of those prices are a little bit cheaper than the actual recommended retail price, which is kind of interesting. So if you're looking for a bargain, there's some actually more than the price, but if you're looking for prices slightly cheaper, give this a sort of go and let me know, guys. I'm not entirely sure what this company's like at all. It's a new one that they've added, and they seem to have a good sort of list of the latest carts, at least, which is pretty cool. And most of them seem to have stock as well, which I guess is quite promising. But I definitely had heard of that one before. Now, it's got the usual stuff like Amazon. Hopefully things will improve with Amazon going forward. There's no doubt last year was a total nightmare. It didn't really matter if it was Evercade or anything else. Trying to get a pre-order with them is just hopeless. If they've got stock of current carts, you'll get it next day or thereabouts, as you normally would. But pre-orders were just an absolute mess, and sometimes they'd even cancel your order. So beware when you're ordering from them. I'm not sure if it's improved or what. Argos was pretty solid, but they don't seem to have an awful lot of stock the last time I checked. Let's have a quick sort of look through them. Now, this is obviously the UK, so they don't have an awful lot of stock, which is a little bit disappointing. Funstock is obviously probably the main place, I would say. Game might be a bit hit and miss as well. They'll have some stock here and there. Some shops even might have them too. HMV is actually a store in the UK as well, but most likely will be all online. I've never seen any in store. Mankind is all online as well. Never seen any of them in their stores as such. Shop 2 is a new one that was added. Smiths, I don't think they had an awful lot of stock and the game collection, so there's quite a lot of different distributors there that I'd never actually seen before. Now let's have a look at the US situation. I'm not even going to bother looking at Amazon, to be honest. That is an absolute mess. But this one seems to be the new one that was added, called Castlemania Games. And so let's have a look at what stock they have and what the prices they are actually selling their goods at. Oh, you can even get 10% off your first order and get your email in there. So that might be quite interesting. But if you look at that, those prices are maybe just a little bit eye-watering. They've got them at $32.99 instead of the $22.99. I guess if you get 10% off, it might actually help. You've got the double pack there, which is at $60. That's a little bit more reasonable, of Karnoff and Gremlin collection, which is coming up soon. And then you've got these two, but those prices at $30, I don't know. Is that still attractive to you guys? I don't know. That seems a little bit pricey, but you've got some there are on sale, which looks pretty good. You've got the Duke Nukem collection for $19.99. I don't know whether I can't click on them and see if they've got stock. That's probably a bad example. Let's click on Duke Nukem. Do they have stock? Well, doesn't really say, so who knows if they've got stock or not. But I'm assuming if it's on here, they should have stock. So they've got a reasonable selection of carts there. They even got the Evercade Alpha Taito Barcade arcade machine on sale there. So Evercade Deals blog. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, reasonable selection, but the prices are kind of a little bit of a mix. But at least it's an option, I guess, for using the US. Also, you've got Fun Stock, which is the standard Game Over video games. Never seen this one before. I'm not sure if that is entirely new as well. Let's see what prices they've got. Their prices seem a little bit more reasonable. We've got $24.99 for some of the older carts, $29.99, I guess, for some of the newer ones. I don't see any of the newer games or carts listed, though. These are just a selection of the older ones, so not really a great selection there. Let's have a look at Rondo products. They've got some of the latest collections. It's been converted to GBP, which probably isn't very helpful if you're looking at the US. That looks like standard sort of pricing there as well. So it does seem a little bit pricey. Anyway, let's have a look. What else was there? Songbird, which is one that's been there for quite some time. There was definitely some issues with pricing on this site for a little while, but you see there's got a lot of stuff out of stock. Not sure if they're going to get stock again. That's a little bit concerning, so not sure what's going on there. I don't see any of the latest carts there, but they've got the Super Pockets on here, which are priced at the price that Blaze have sort of set, so that's something at least. And Stone Age Gamer. Not sure what's going on here. Nothing. We've got some carts at the sort of standard pricing as well, $19.99. Some older ones if you want to pick them up, which is quite handy. And they have quite a decent selection as well. Anyway, you've got some options there, but probably not the best options if you're sort of looking from Funstock. It's just going to take me to funstock.co.uk because I'm obviously based in the UK, but still got that pre-order price of $199.99 for the Bubble Bobble Taito Alpha. I guess it does look nice, but you're going to have that space for those carts, or that Alpha bar top. Now, I'm definitely confused why the latest collections that are up for pre-order said sold out. I don't really get why it would say that. They've always got a limited number, but that is a little bit strange. But anyway, they've got quite a lot sold out too, which is a wee bit concerning, considering they're supposed to be sorting out their distribution. We've got an awful lot of stuff that's sold out. So certainly some issues still, I would say, with distribution, and those prices for the US seem pretty high to me still. I'm not sure what you guys think. Please let me know if you are a viewer from the US. Let me know your thoughts. Put it into the comments so we can obviously get it out there and Blaze can read what all your concerns are, because obviously based in the UK it's hard for me to see what's actually going on in real time out there with Evercade stuff in the US. Now, one last little tidbit that I was wanting to cover here was a little bit from Retro Asylum, the YouTube or podcast that was released today. It's about an hour and a half. It does have a lot of waffle in it, to be honest. It does go on a little bit. But there's a little bit near the end that they sort of reveal a little bit of information about the 3 carts that are still to be released in 2025. So I'll let you listen and then we'll discuss.
There's another 3 carts still to come.
3.
So we've announced 12 carts this year. we're going to have 15. What do we want to say, Andrew? Really, we could say a number of things about what's coming. Really,
well, we'll cut this.
Are we allowed to say?
If you get this.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put it this way: there are the carts that are coming.
Yeah.
All of them are new collections.
Right.
I can say that much. So they're
they
not
come from an existing partner.
Yeah. So it's not a collection 2 or collection 3 of anything else that's come before. So they're all new collections. They're all very unique, especially to the times that they are. And I believe I can say that of those collections, there will be collection 2s and 3s of them potentially in future as well.
There you go. So the more dipping into the well or whatever they are.
A scoop.
Yes.
I don't want to give too much away because genuinely, I know.
Okay, so they're obviously revealing a little bit of information there, not without really telling us too much as usual. Sometimes I get a bit annoyed about this kind of almost childlike guessing and sort of keeping you in the dark about what's actually coming. But anyway, it is what it is. It's been like that for a few years now. But it looks like we're obviously getting brand new collections. That would probably discount a sequel collection to anything we've already had. So that means we won't be getting a third title collection this year or any more Neo Geo carts, which is probably good. So it's going to be 3, or specifically we are going to see new stuff that's not already on Evercade. So what could that actually be? So that would mean we're looking at new distributors. Most likely it won't even be sort of Home Computer Heroes 2 collection, so that's one's going to be ruled out altogether as well. It's most likely not a dual cart either, but it could well be a brand new distributor. Who could that be? We have got a lot of big sort of names not quite hit Evercade yet, and we're talking about obviously stuff like Konami and Sega, Tecmo, and a few others like this Midway as well. Who knows? It could be something like that. It could be a mixture of all of that. Could be none of that. Now I would be possibly, I know this would most likely happen at some point, is a Spectrum collection. That's no doubt that's going to happen. Whether that's going to be one of the carts released this year for Christmas time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many people would like that. I know it would be popular, especially in the UK, but out with that, I'm not so sure it would be massively popular. Now, we could even see the Atari sort of 400 sort of collection. That's certainly one that's bubbling in the background. Whether that's one they would hold for Christmas or even next year, I'm not entirely sure. But that's my theory. I think it's going to be a big distributor that's going to hit along with one of those 2 that I've mentioned there, or maybe even a mixture of all of that. Who knows? But it certainly looks to me that that's going to discount Taito and sort of maybe even a Namco collection. That might even discount the fact that we might not necessarily see Namco Arcade. Who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it's going to be Namco Arcade 1. Who knows? I guess, honestly, guys, it could be anything. Please drop me your hints and what you think it might be in the comments, guys, and maybe someone will get lucky and get it right. But that was just something I sort of drop in there in case you had actually missed it. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. Just a couple of news pieces I thought were worth mentioning. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Oh, bonus footage time. I actually completed Chelnoff over the weekend. I was absolutely chuffed to bits. Really frustrating as heck to play right enough, but I was kind of addicted to it and kind of probably enjoyed it. I'm not really sure why, but I was quite pleased to finish it, and now I'm actually working on Karnoff. I'm about on scene 6 throughout the game, and that is even more frustrating than Chelnoff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you again next one. Bye for now.